Peggy from prettypapercards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm so happy to see you today. I'm here with my little dog Ellie, and I'm just going to check here and see if we're on live. I have a little note, but it may not be. Let me check. Yes, okay, here we go. So we are on live. That's what I wanted to know. I hope you're having a great week and a great Wednesday. I wanted to talk to you about Ellie's haircut. She went to the groomer yesterday and she cut this adorable little haircut. Let me put her hand down. Isn't that just so cute? Look at her little face. I just love it. I'm loving her little face and her cute little bow. And we got her some new toys. Of course, if you get a new hairdo, you have to have new toys, and she's having fun with all the squeaky toys that we got her. So welcome, welcome. I'm so happy you've joined us today because we're going to do a fall sunflower card tutorial, and I'm going to show you a couple of ways to make a sunflower using our Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set and the dies that go with it, the sunflower dies. So, I have been working so hard. That's one thing I wanted to tell you. I don't know if you can see behind me. Let me see if I can move this just a little bit so you can you see all that stuff on my table? Oh my goodness, I have been just working so hard. I've got my people who took my class to go for October. Hi, Diane. Oh, thank you. You like the new look. She likes your new look, Ellie. The people who took my class to go for October, it's all back there and ready to be mailed out tomorrow. So that's ready to go. Hi, Diane Emerson. Good to see you. I am giving some gifts to my team, to all my direct demonstrators. They're going to be getting a gift from me. I'm not going to talk about it because some of them do listen to my Facebook Lives. But I'm working on those, and I hope to get those in the mail tomorrow also. And then I'm also making a lot of thank you cards, special thank you cards, personally for those people who gave me some fun birthday gifts. And I want to show one of them. My daughter Heather gave me this fabulous, huge, neon pink Starbucks tumbler. Is that not something? Oh my gosh, it holds all my water for half the day. She's told me my goal is to drink 2 of these a day. But I mean, can you believe how bright that is? And it even goes with my nails. Today they're kind of light colored, but I sometimes have some pretty bright pink nails. So I am loving this gift. Hi Roz, good to see you. So I have my fabulous tumbler, and I just got so much going on that I'm just crazy busy, but I took time out to create a special card for you guys today. Now, let me see, I want to talk about our prizes. Okay, our prize for this week was the beautiful gold holly leaves, and I've shown them to you, how pretty they are. They're embossed, they're sparkly, they're beautiful. And so I had quite a few people respond by commenting, and so I put you in the random number generator, and the winner is Patricia DeSando. So Patricia, I'm pretty sure I have your address, so it doesn't hurt for you to confirm when you hear this that you got the message. And if you're listening on YouTube and you want to enter for next week, put that you want to enter for the prize. Put prize, and that helps me know. And then be prepared if I don't have your information. Check back to those comments so that you can give me your mailing information so I can get it to you. Now, this coming week's prize, impossible to misplace that tumbler. You are so right. This week's prize is something we're going to use today, and it's one of my favorites, and I ordered a bunch and I just got some in, and it is the black and white gingham ribbon. Oh my gosh, do I love it. And I got about 3 extras, so I thought I would give one away to you guys for a prize next Wednesday. So comment, leave me any comment on Facebook, and if you're on YouTube, leave me a comment that says prize, so I know that you want it, and then you're going to be prepared to give me your address and check back, because I want to make sure that you get it. So that's the prize for next week, and you'll see how we're going to use it today. Okay, I'm going to put Ellie down because she's getting a bit anxious to go take her little nap, and I want to tell you, and some of you might already know, Kim, hi, Allison, good to see you. Today is a huge mega sale for Stampin' Up. 15% off all cling stamp sets. Those are the red rubber ones, and we're going to use one of the for sale sets today. Celebrate Sunflowers is one of my favorites, and I thought I'm just going to use one of my favorites. It's been around for a couple years, but I just love it, and it's perfect for fall, so we're going to do some fun things with that in a minute. But I thought I'd show you some others. I don't have all of them, but I picked out a few of my favorites that are on sale. Oh, Xiomara, good to see you. You don't have a chance to pop in all that much. She makes gorgeous cards. Ladies, she makes beautiful cards, and you should subscribe to her on Instagram. Oh my gosh, I get to see the most beautiful cards that she makes. Okay, so I want to show you some of the stamp sets that are on 15% off today only. Oh, Roz, it is one of your favorite stamp sets. Okay, good, the Sunflower. Well, you'll like this. So all the cling stamps, which are red rubber, and that means they look like this with the red rubber on them, as opposed to the photopolymer, which are the clear stamps. So a couple that are my favorites that are on sale today, artistically inked. You know, I think I'm going to turn this down a bit so that you can see these a little bit better. Let's see if this works. There we go. Okay, artistically inked has been a beautiful one in this year's annual catalog, and I just love it. It's real arty, but it's also very fun, and the one thing I do love is huge sentiments. Best wishes, thanks, happy birthday, and hello. I mean, those are like almost all the sentiments that you would use, except, you know, I mean, the most cards that I send are thanks and happy birthday. So this is a super practical and also beautiful stamp set. Hi, Kay. Happy Hump Day. I agree with you. So this is one that's all the cling stamps from the annual catalog, 2021 to 22 are on sale, 15% off. Okay, here's another one that's been a favorite of mine for a long time. Positive Thoughts. Beautiful images. I think they don't always say on the outside, but I'm pretty sure this is a distinctive stamp set. I have loved this stamp set. Positive Thoughts. Here's a fun one that I've used quite a bit for people that are sick, called Back on Your Feet. I really love this one. I mean, that is not good is the sentiment that goes with this giraffe with the knot in his neck. I just love it. Hope you're back on your feet soon for the upside down turtle. You know, they're just adorable. This is a really fun set to have. Not for someone super ill, I don't think, but it would be like for someone who had the flu, the regular flu, or broke an arm or something, you know, something that could be fixed, you know, not super serious. Then Lovely You. This is a beautiful stamp set. It has images that you can combine and make a background. They're gorgeous images, but what I love are the sentiments. I love the fonts, the combined fonts, a couple of, you know, two different fonts in one sentiment. They go with our label punch, one of our label punches. And this is just a handy one to have on hand. So Lovely You. And the last one I'm going to show you, although there are many more, Peaceful Moments. I used this on this sympathy card I posted yesterday because I like that it says with deepest sympathy. They're clear, good size sentiment. It's an all sentiment stamp set. But for 15% off, these are some great ones. And there are many others. Just go onto my store. They're being featured today because it's a 24-hour sale. And if you've ever thought about becoming part of the Stampin' Up family, this is a great time to do it, because you get your starter kit for $99. You get, well, I'm just going to put these out again since you're looking at nothing. So you get your starter kit for $99. You get $125 worth of product, and it all ships free. So if you get $125 worth of product, it's all your choice, anything you want in any of our catalogs, our current catalogs. But if you got a bunch of stamp sets that are the Kling stamp sets today, you would get 15% on top of that $125 for $99. You'd get $125. I'm not a good math person. You all kind of know that. You get $125 worth of product for $99, but you would get 15% more if you join today and become part of my Stampin' Up team, and you would then be getting one of my gifts that I'm sending out to my team that I'm packaging and making cute labels for today. Okay, enough of that. Let's see what we're going to do today. So I told you we're going to use the Celebrate Sunflower stamp set. Again, a red rubber stamp set. I love it. It has a small sunflower, which can be used for tags or anything, but I like it for tags or placeholders. A beautiful large one that we're going to use today, leaves and nice sentiments, again with mixed fonts, and 15% off. I've got most of the stamps out, but they're the red rubber stamps, and these are the dies that go with them, the sunflower dies. I have really loved these dies. I use this as a background die many, many times. I think it doesn't, it's not as a bundle because this isn't in the first year of a stamp set and coordinating die stamp set, they usually offer it as a bundle. But this one's been around for a couple years because it's so popular. So they are sold separately, but the stamp set itself is 15% off today. So here is the card we're going to make today. I've tried to use quite a few of the things, and the dies and stamps, and the beautiful black and white gingham ribbon that I'm giving away as my prize this week. And we're going to do a couple of things with this sunflower. Now what you've got here, this is the die that I was telling you about that I like so much. I've cut one out so that you can see what it looks like cut out, and it is a beautiful layering piece. And then here is another sunflower that I created and cut out with one of the dies. And we're gonna kind of look at how I did this, how I got all that color. I went online. Do you ever go online and look to see how a real flower looks? Like, since we're doing sunflowers, I went online to see what does a real sunflower look like. I Googled the images for a sunflower, and I got some ideas, and that's how I came up with the coloring. Now I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo for the sunflower itself, the sunflower stamp. And this is a big one. It takes, I think this might be an F block. Let me check. E block. E? Yes, an E block. And you could definitely use it with your Stamparatus, the stamp positioning tool. But I wanted to use it on a block today because I'm going to do a couple of different things. I'm going to use a couple of methods for coloring stamps just to give you some ideas. So here is a Daffodil Delight stamp pad and a thumb dauber, okay? And I'm going to get some of that Daffodil Delight on the dauber, and I'm just going to daub it. Is it daub or dab? I don't even know. It is sunny. Thank you, Allison. I'm not going to go on the edges because I want those to stay the pinky orange Flirty Flamingo. But I want to get some of this ink, some yellow, and we're going to go back and do some other things too. But I wanted to get some of the Daffodil Delight in there. And now I'm going to stamp it on just a square piece of basic white cardstock because we're going to cut that out with the die. And I'm really pressing hard because I want to get all those colors out. And the yellow didn't show up too much, did it? You can see it a little bit in here. I just wanted to show you some different ways. I think I need to re-ink my pad, truthfully. different ways of coloring. Now, another thing I did on the sample that I showed you, I used some of our Stampin' Up! Watercolor pencils. You don't have to watercolor with them. You can, but you don't have to. And the reason I use them is because I want to get a lot of yellow. I like the outline of the Flirty Flamingo color, but I want to get a lot of yellow. Daffodil Delight is the color up here on the tips of the sunflower. So I'm just really pressing kind of hard, and I'm just coloring in, and then we're going to do something else. There's all kinds of ways that you can add color to your stamped images and your stamps, and so I thought I'd just give a bit of a lesson on that today. Now we can also, on I practiced on several sunflowers, and you can go back in and add another color of the pencils, and then you could add a dot of water or two. If we were going to add water, I would probably use the shimmery white cardstock, because that holds the water. It doesn't turn out too well to use water on the basic white. It's mostly just for stamping and the ink that comes with stamping. Okay, so I'm going around. Mostly I am focusing on the tips here, because we're going to do something else down in this area that I think is going to make it look really pretty. Now, I was also thinking another thing we could do, thank you, Siomora. Another thing we could do is, I forget what I was going to say. Oh, yes, I know. Rather than stamping on a piece of cardstock and then cutting it out, you could definitely do this on a larger piece of cardstock and use it for the very front of your card, so you wouldn't even have to do any die cutting. That would be another fabulous idea, another good way to do it. So we're almost done with all the yellow, and look how bright it is. When you can, the one thing I like about the pencils is you can color soft and get a very soft look, or you can press hard and get a deep color. And I wanted to make this, just like Allison said, bright, sunny and bright. I don't know, sunflowers are bright, aren't they? And this is the season for sunflowers. They're in all the stores, all the markets. Out here we can get them in our market. Okay, so I'm going to just do that, and then what I'm going to do is come back in with the Calypso Coral ink, and I'm going to use my sponge dauber again and get some of that ink on there, and I'm going to just daub ink all around here and make a layer of the more pinky orangey color, which is what Flirty Flamingo is. Some people call it a pink. Some people think it has orange, and so we can just do this. And you see how that, it really just adds something, and I'm going to show you, we're going to do several other things. I've just got all kinds of techniques in my wheelhouse today. Okay, so there is our Flirty Flamingo, and now we're going to do another fun thing. This is one of our layering circle dies. It's scalloped, and originally I had used it to cut out a dark center, and then I kind of changed my mind and I decided to make kind of a mask like this. And I'm going to use some black, some of our tuxedo black, and I'm going to sponge that on there. Now, I thought I had, okay, let me grab another little thumb dauber here. This is how I keep my thumb daubers. I don't know if you all have these. They're not from Stampin' Up, but it's a nice kit. I might have even gotten it from Amazon. I get a lot from Amazon. And it has a way, I think it even came with a card, that I could put the names of the colors up here, but I didn't do that. Okay, here's one that looks pretty dark. I'm going to use this for my black today. And then another thing I'm going to do is, this is a little center die from the die set. And I cut this little guy out, and it has little holes that it pokes in there, and I thought I was actually going to use it for my center, but then I decided to use that as a mask also. So let's see how this comes out. You could definitely use early espresso ink or soft suede ink, but I decided to use the tuxedo black because I wanted it to match my gingham ribbon. You know, it's all about the gingham ribbon. So here we go. I hope it comes out good when we're done. Let's see. Okay, a little bit lopsided, but we'll go with it. And now we're going to go back in with our Daffodil Delight ink and the Thumb Dogger for the Daffodil Delight, and we're going to go ahead and, well, I guess this also has some of our Flirty Flamingo, but we can go in like that and color it. So you've got two different colors going on in the center. And when I looked up the real, just adding a little more black in there, when I looked up the real sunflowers, they I found out that they actually have yellow, many of them have a black edge and a yellow center. So that's why I decided to do this. Now, on top of this, you know how I love my little dot stamps? I just save them. I don't know what set this is even from. Oh, hi, Christy. Good to see you. But I have this little dot stamp, and I'm going to stamp it in the Tuxedo Black, and that is kind of how, I'll do it one more time. That is kind of how the sunflower centers looked. Now I'm seeing that I'm pretty lopsided. I'm not liking that lopsidedness. Let's see, what would I do for that? I don't know. It's going to have to stay because mostly I'm showing you the techniques, right? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut this out, and because the sunflower is about 4 inches, we need to use the big boss and not the baby boss. Excuse me, I tapped the camera. I'm sorry. And I wanted to show you a little tip for cutting this out. There are 2 leaves here, 3 actually in a row, that are going really angled to this direction. And so it helped me to find those on the die, and it worked pretty well. Let's see if that's correct. Yep. And then you just lay that out on top. I'm just going to stand up for a second so that I can get that just right. Let's see. Okay, I think that'll work. It's pretty close. Okay, here we go. Roll that little baby through. Okay, now we'll put our machine down. And here is our sunflower. And I'm thinking, that is still bothering me, that lopsidedness. I'm thinking I'm going to have to do something about that. Let's see. Let me come back with this and just make that, see if I can make that circle a little closer in. Let's see, how would I do that? Okay. This is how I stamp, ladies. I just kind of make it up as I go. Do you do that? And hopefully it'll come out looking okay. It's kind of like designing. Well, actually, I think I'm just going to go over that whole thing, and then we'll take, maybe it'll take that out a little bit. That's the best I can do. There we go. But it shows quite a few different techniques, and I think it's still a really pretty sunflower, and I think the inside still looks the way they really do. Pencil or marker? Yes, good idea, but I'm going to go with what I have now. Allison, I'm kind of over it. I think it's looking okay. Oh gosh. Okay. Allison always has wonderful solutions for me. Yes, Christy, every sunflower is unique and therefore perfect. Oh, you are so sweet. Thank you so much. Okay, so here's our standard basic white card base. And I've gone ahead and cut a piece of Daffodil Delight because I want it to look matchy-matchy. Daffodil Delight cardstock, and I ran it through the, really my favorite embossing folder right now is the, let me get it out so I can say the exact right name, Tasteful Textile Embossing Folder. I really love this right now because it gives some texture, but it's not overpowering. Okay, and now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the trick with the ribbon. And we could use Scotch tape. If you have Scotch tape around, you might want to use Scotch tape. But I'm just going to cut off 2 pieces of the beautiful gingham, and we're going to put it across the edge like this. I don't do this very often, but it's kind of a fun, it just makes a nice little border. And then I'm just going to glue these down. Again, you could Scotch tape them. I don't really recommend the, I was going to use the Stampin' Seal Plus, but I don't really recommend it. When it's on an embossed piece, it likes to grab the embossing and pull it up. So I decided not to use that. So I just am glopping the glue on there and letting that set for a minute. And then I'm going to put this piece down also. And then eventually I'm going to put this up on the card with Stampin' Dimensionals, so we won't have any problem. There we go. And we just want to let that dry a little second. And isn't that cute? I really like how that looks. But we want to let it dry on there because we don't want it to pop off. Okay, now we're ready to do our second side, our second edge, down here. And that's the trick, is to get it the same, have the same distance from the corner, right? No perfect circles in nature. Thank you, Roz. That is correct. And you know, truthfully, by the time you get all this done, we're the only ones that really notice. Okay, so I'm going to put that piece on and hold it down. That little guy doesn't really want to stay. He needs more glue. Am I up where you can see? Whoops. Okay. There we go. They do like to pop off. That's one thing. So you need to give them enough time to adhere. And then we'll go with this one. Some of you probably have better ideas for this. Tear and tape probably would have worked a little bit better because I wouldn't have had to hold this until it dried. We'll just give it about a second there and let that dry. Let's see how it looks on the front. Pretty good. Pretty good, right? Okay, so we're still going to let that dry. One thing I'm thinking about doing with the flower, with the sunflower, is just kind of alternating it around a little bit so that the border can poke out instead of putting it on top. Now we could do that and it would take away all my problems, wouldn't it? Maybe I will. That does look pretty good. It looks better. Yes, tear and tape would have worked better. I do kind of like this because I like the way the center turned out. Let's go with it this way. Okay, so for this again, we want to look for those 3 flower petals that are going off to the side. And here we go. Let's see. Yep, that's them. That kind of solves all the problems. Yippee! That actually looks very real, doesn't it? I'm really happy now. Yes. I'm reading Diane's comments. Oh, you guys are so fabulous. Really, I know you're amazing stampers. I'm just honored to have you on here because you all know exactly what you're doing. You guys are fabulous. Okay, I think I'm just going to go ahead with this because I've got it here. And I'm just going to turn that around to match it up. pull it over just a hair bit. There we go. Yep, this solves it. For now it solves it, but you see how much fun this set is and how creative you can be, how many things you can do with it. I'm telling you, and especially right now during the fall with sunflowers. So as you can see, I glued down that section of the die cut piece, and now these are dry. I'm going to go ahead and put these up with Stampin' Dimensionals, put Stampin' Dimensionals on the back so this pretty textured piece will show. And I did this the last time too. I used dimensionals at the tip of the ribbons, and that really makes sure we hold them on. It makes me put a lot of dimensionals on though. Lots of dimensionals, oh goodness. I just love stamping with you guys. I'm thinking about doing a Zoom where you could all pop in with Zoom and we could all make something together. Would you like that? Let me know if that sounds good to you, and I'll set one up and advertise it, and then you can gather your things and we can all make a card together, and I can see all of you create at the same time. I would really like to do that. Okay, so here's our basic white. We're going to go ahead and put our embossed piece on, and now we can go ahead and put our, this came out so good, I really like it. Oh goodness. We're going to put our sunflower on with more dimensionals. This card does take a lot of dimensionals, I have to say. Okay. And we're just going to put him right in the middle. Him or her flower. Now we need to do our sentiment. And I do really like all the sentiments in this set. I'm going to use Thanks a Bunch because you know I like to do thank you cards because I have a lot of thank yous to send. There's a beautiful Celebrate You that you could definitely use for a birthday. And this is easy to line up because it's completely straight on the bottom. Very easy to line up. Okay, I don't think that came out quite dark enough. I'm going to do it again and get more ink on there. Okay, here we go. I like that better, darker. Again, I could be using the Stamparatus, but I'm not. And I want to tuck this right up under here. I want to have this left side be flush with the side of the card, with the Daffodil Delight right there. And I want to do a little flagged end here. I like flagged ends. And this is so much quicker than using a punch or anything because you have your supplies right here, your scissors and your paper. And let's hold that down again and see what we think. I like that. Okay, a couple more dimensionals. Let's see what's the right side. Okay. And this stamp set is, this is a classic. I'm going to actually be keeping this stamp set. I have a good friend who's on this Facebook Live who loves to buy my retired stamps, and I'm so thankful to have someone that loves them. But this one I'm definitely going to keep for myself. Van Gogh. Love it, Christy. All right, now for the final touch, we're going to put some, because our colors, our really main colors are the daffodil, the black, and a little bit of the flirty. So I'm going to put a couple of our matte black dots. I really like these dots on this card. I'm going to put 3. I'm going to put 2 up here and then 1 right down here. And there's our card. Now I'm definitely going to go back in and stamp a sunflower on the inside and on the envelope, but I see that we've gone plenty long today. Sad face, Allison. So I just like this card. I think it's really cute. It's really bright. It's fall looking. And you could change it up with any colors. You know, you could use different ribbon that matches this die, and you could make it pink, you could make it purple. It would be beautiful in our Highland Heather, right? And we have little dots and accessories and jewels that do that, and matching inks. So this is a really versatile little set. And let me show it to you again. Roz really loves this set, yes, and this is why I love it too. You know, let's celebrate you. You can have that card on hand for a birthday or for a graduation or an anniversary. And anyway, there's just so much that you can do with this beautiful little set. So I'm going to come back here. Let's see. There we go. And just wish you a wonderful week. Don't forget my host code gift this month. If you order $50 and use my host code, which is up above, on Facebook it's up above, on YouTube it's noted down below. These adorable little scalloped craft boxes, and I might even, before the month is over, we might make one of these together and decorate the top together. But you can get a package of 8 of these for free. So if you bought some stamps today, or if you want to buy some stamps today, you could get 15% off your order with the Cling stamps for this 24 hours, and then you could also get my host code gift. So I like to give you lots of different ways to save money. Thank you all so much for being here, and I'll see you on Friday. Okay, bye-bye.